Supreme Riser. You know, it's way more clearer now, yo. Like, I keep seeing the entirety, and the only thing I see is everybody talking about one thing. Whatever that one thing to them is, particularly in existence, they talking about one thing, right? And you'll see everybody gravitate to it. I remember when you first start getting older, like as a kid, when you a youth, you automatically think you're supposed to like get a plate of food, right? You automatically think because you're a kid, you're to receive a plate of food. You know what I'm saying? But that's because as a kid, you don't know no bounds in the world. You don't know no struggles that people made for themselves. And because they're blind, they teach you struggle. That shit is crazy, right? They'll be like, you gonna have to suffer like this. That's because everybody's projecting and making that shit like that. You're making the world like this. It's because everything that everybody's talking about is particularly important to them, but it has no importance, right? And if you collect a whole bunch of nothing together and make the nothing relevant from the perspective of where it's coming from, then you have a blanket of nothingness. But you'll be happy with that. And like, I can say this shit a million times, right? I can always say, put divine first. Have a personal relationship with the Almighty. Be sincere in your heart. I can say these things, right? But the reality to it is, it's about the words, period. If I have to talk to you about something you're supposed to feel with no, like without you seeking it out, like without you truly wanting it for yourself inside of you, like something that you truly want sincerely, despite that, like I'm sure, like you're not gonna absorb it, right? Because you're not seeking it out. It's not something that you're. If I'm cooking food, right, and I need to season the food, that means I'm gonna seek out specific ingredients to go in this stuff. So a lot of times while we be, you go in the world and you want to say, listen, I'm trying to tell y'all something. I'm trying to bring this knowledge. People are not seeking for you. The world is not seeking that. I challenge you right now. Go down your timeline and just go down your timeline and just look at whatever you're watching, no matter what it is. Have no judgment for it, but just look at it. And when the sound comes on or when you see it, read the title, you're going to see every single aspect of every single value with some color, face, circumstance, specifically speaking about something individual. And they're all stacked like crates. It was amazing, an amazing thought pattern for a moment because I was like, this is a consistent example. It's just a consistent example of the reality of false understanding. I'm trying to stay away from certain because I want you to do it yourself. It's not gonna hit unless you do it, yo. Not take what I'm saying and say it. Not twist what I'm saying and try to sound good. It's not that. You have to step in it, yo. I really wanna unlock some of y'all so you can have that particular knowledge that comes off you so strong to where it's like, damn, that came from you. There is a reservoir in you that I can't tap. Only you have the keys to. And you've never even walked in that fucking room inside of yourself. I know exactly where it is. I found it for other people. I've opened it for other people. And after they've opened, I haven't seen them anymore because they don't stop growing. consistent thing. So only thing I'm saying is, yo, everybody want to tell y'all something and point out flaws, and that's how you know you're not really getting the knowledge directly, when people can try to tell you what's wrong, right? What's wrong, and you have to understand why that's a particular value. You're gonna have more people saying, "Oh, this is where your trauma is," or "You're holding on to this from the past," or "This happened," and we can do that, right? And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But when I'm doing one of my consultations specifically, I keep in mind the laws of divinity first. I'm not going to even allow you to damage yourself as far as wordplay, thought patterns, and retrospects. No, you're not walking around me with blame. I don't even play that shit. Because divine wouldn't have it. That's me adhering to the laws of divinity. So you'll have people that'll tear down your character before they build you up. Nah, divine already built you. See, some people seek control when they claim they trying to teach you. That's what teaching always was on this earth. It was buck breaking to get you to follow it, opposed to you knowing what you was naturally attached to. So when you come in my facility, I'm literally reattaching you to what's yours. Walking the fuck away. That shit feel good. All right, now exactly. They're not gonna ever do that. Not gonna ever do it. You're gonna talk to people. They're gonna tell you things that are written in books. Their perception of comprehension. I'm excited to put you on your own fucking golden road. Like, I want to see what that shit looks like. When you start running fast and then realize you ain't even got to move, you just moving fast. And then you realize you ain't even moving, you're the actual golden road. Then you realize you ain't the golden road, you connected to the infinite. Like, I don't really, the real shit that I really get into, it's not even a conversation for YouTube. That's why I talk for y'all the way I talk. In my private one-on-ones, if you ask anybody to do a consultation with me, only the strong can survive, yeah. Only the strong can survive. I'm telling you, my shit ain't for the weak, yeah. I'm pulling shit out of you you ain't know I was able to find. I'm serious, shit you forgot. I get to see and all that, like, and it's all about authenticity. So, all praises to the Most High first and foremost. This whole point to this value in this conversation was based off me having the assumption, watching, just paying attention to every single day, right? Learning something new every single day. It basically told me that the world that we live in, you are free to not be a part of what you are. You're free to do that. It'll be $5.99 in certain aspects. In full totality. It's just, I mean, that's like the smallest way to put it in a retrospect. Yeah, I had to order some flea stuff for my dog. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's economics. Dog biting his ass right now. Order some flea stuff and wash them up today when they get here. This is life. Normal. Well, an intelligent person to say, well, if the right plants were still around, growing vigorously, the right animals was in the right areas, living naturally. Did you know possums eat ticks? That's like a food source for them. You know they ran possums off because of trash. Well, they were lying because they wanted an infestation to come in for people's animals. They're never gonna tell you that. I ain't making this shit up. Do you know this earth can sustain itself? A lot of these bugs don't even exist on the surface. They're really like in the ground, in the ground bugs, like underground bugs. Even mosquitoes, right? Because mosquitoes like it moist, damp, and dark. They don't really like, you know, all the hot shit or cold shit. So you would normally find more mosquitoes in caves. Cultivation of processes take place because people want to remove natural adequacy to what's yours. Because when you're agitated, you can't think correctly. And then if I take what can guide you away from your mind, then that agitation is going to have you in fight or flight all the time. I don't look right. I'm not hungry. I'm not strong enough. I'm not handsome enough. I'm not pretty enough. I don't have enough of this. I don't have it. That starts to take the place of your natural orientation to reality, and that essence in itself becomes a tree branch of false reality that everybody starts to acclimate to. And then we'll just say, oh no, they're shy. Oh no, they're just like that. No, that's the shortcomings of your ancestors that didn't solidify that motion in their DNA. Because when you stand on shit for real, that shit, it fuses your DNA, it locks something in. It's like that's what you're going to do. When you thinking shit, it's not, you're not fully comprehending what you're gonna do yet. You're just waiting to see what side to jump on. You're still choosing. But when you know what you're gonna do, that is confidence. Complete. That's knowing. That's a divine attribute. And then people like to walk around and say things like all these weak ass shit, all this weak ass, you gotta go run and do this and run and do that. If you in the energy of divinity, there's nothing that you have to protect yourself from. What you're doing is acknowledging the divine. That's all. Make it easy on yourself. Like you remember when you was a kid, that you was young, you might have wanted to help somebody so much. Hey, I'll help you. I'm strong. Shut your little ass down. You ain't really that strong, but in your mind, you got the heart of an elephant. So you pat you on your head, you know you're a good kid, man. Come on, help me out. Let me give you $5. I love this kid, man. Has great energy. It's like that. And then as you grow older, you learn to be that more with more conversation. That's all. You're still not nothing. None of us are. We're imperfect. Every single person on this planet, no matter how well you can speak, no matter how much money you got, how much of this knowledge you comprehend, how strong you are, how many women you got, how many men you finesse, how many cars you have, how many mansions you've been to, how many people you failed, how many people you helped, everybody still bleeds. Everybody still bleeds. And for you to point out where somebody's flawed at means you have nothing else to speak about, lack thereof of your own flaws. This is what I mean by certain levels of intelligence is going to become the norm. So it's going to be like, why are we thinking this way if you don't feel no type of way? Like you have to understand knowledge is going to start pointing to the actuality. You're not going to just be able to say dumb shit and not have what the police like to say, a probable cause. So then we start seeing people regurgitate or become the cannibalized version of themselves when they start eating on the inside. That's taking all the secrets and everything you know, and then you spit it out. Oh, this was going. Nobody don't fucking care. I don't even know people. We don't know each other. You see them on a screen like this. But then we have so much to say about reality. All I have to say is, yo, you're connected to something way better than this system is offering. And it'll allow you to be more conducive for yourself, comfortable, strong, and protective to what you have naturally. I don't know you, but I'm giving you what was already given to us. Unfortunately, they don't want you to have that in this world. They need you to not have it so raw and so direct. So therefore, there's room to manipulate, mold, control. The crazy thing about addiction is people will do things constantly because they know the outcome of one thing, not comprehending that the scales of balance have to be supreme at some point. The yin yang symbol, you have a dark one that has a white light, a white one that has a dark light. That means when one side is completely full, here comes a piece of the other one threading through to start the initiate, the change, the contrast, the balance. And then that addiction be having you so high in life, like you don't see that you've been doing it for too long, lying for too long, taking for too long, like you're overflowing with this concept of reality. The outlook of your offsprings are looking towards having more of this for the next so many years. And you think this is a freaking movie? You live in night and day. Yeah. Live in night and day. Short trees, big trees, fat trees, skinny trees. So control was never supposed to be any type of value. Nah, and oh yeah, also you don't get old, you dehydrate. Okay? That's what you guys are doing. Because if you don't know, alcohol evaporates and it takes whatever particles from the water, because water is what, H2O, which is hydrogen and oxygen. So one part of that is a gas, right? Or two parts of it is a gas. And the lighter part of that gas can be separated with alcohol. A lot of you people don't know that. So when you drink, that's what happens. Like, that's why when you wake up, you like feel sucked in and shit. A lot of the what you want to call the natural collagen starts to deplete. You know what I'm saying? With the right oxygen and stuff, with the cell walls hold you up in a different way to where you look young. Also, with the knitting of live copper into your body, that just keeps you whatever. I just went there for a particular reason to express that there's not a such thing as getting old. There's only deprivation here. It's either you're a part of the system or you not. So even if you look at trees that are put in the right place, they don't get old. They get bigger and more magnificent. If they have a source of water to live off, they're not going to get older. They're going to get stronger and massive. So we start going through depletion in so many different ways. And after all the minerals are depleted out of your body, the last thing to go is the water, because you're a majority of that. So as that water starts to deplete in your body starts to coagulate on the inside, and then eventually you die. That's because synapses can't take place. The electrical flow can't go through what is conductive. The water, the plasma in your body is coagulated too much. You got clogs and all that shit. The bones become more stuck because the starches fuse around the joints. And that's why we get swollen elbows and big knuckles and stuff like that. When we get older, all that starch is building up around that. But they're not giving you nothing to break that down. And then on top of that, they're not telling you that your sodium bicarbonate production is not working right. What is sodium bicarbonate? It's salt in your body. When you taste your sweat, it's salt. Yeah, it's what keeps your metabolism balanced. So when you start eating all that sugar shit, your body can't produce enough salt, the right type of salt. I'm just telling you what's really going on. They're not going to tell you none of this. They're just going to make it to a false science and be like, oh, you're just getting old. No, they ain't. You addicted to all that shit they gave you. Even the concept of living, you don't understand it. So you don't know how to stretch it out. Devon said moderate life in every single form of fashion. You should have started looking at all those things like, wait a minute, do I really moderate? How much do I sit down? Being still is not a form of being at peace. Being still is a form of almightiness. It's not being moved by the world around you. Why do you think every time you start doing something and your mind gets a focus, they see that light and something comes around you like, you need help? The fuck? I hope I ain't speaking too fast. But I'm telling you, like, it's not nothing for y'all to do to get this, but get next to what you are. The image, the placement, that's his power. That you gotta understand how powerful it is. It's not to say I'm powerful. No, that shit is corny. It's showing up in what that does. Be it. Just stand there like that. You gotta say nothing. You gotta do nothing. Just show up. See what that looks like in your life. I mean, if you don't understand what that means for you particularly, hit me up. One-on-one consultation is what I do for real. That's what I do for real. Right? And if you end up after the first initial meeting, questionnaire and all that, if you end up taking me on as a guide, we'll take a particular amount of time and I'll be at your disposal. But it's not what you think it is. I don't do what everybody else do. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the vibes. And what I'm saying this is for, I can actually hear a lot of y'all. I don't know who you are, but I can hear the purity. Because there's two types of people. It's two types of existences, frequencies. It's the existences that are pure and really want it, but may question because they're manipulated. Right? And then you have the people who just never jump into anything and they always question because that's their integrity. I can hear the frequency of both of that. Because the original ones have like it's more of a original base. The base of it, what holds it together. The buildup of what they are, it may be behind the ending decision, but it built up and then got turned away. That's because of how great they were already. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're looking in this direction in the first place. And some of them, they come around just because they know what it is building over there. And they got to try to weasel their way into get some of that energy that it's another energy that comes off it when you satisfies the demons, but it's not powerful. It's just another. It's like weak drug use. Like you're using cheap ass drugs to get high. It's like that, and you just get addicted to that. You know what I'm saying? So, or the process of being able to have something cheap enough to do what it needs to do, despite it destroying your body, is like that. Like they rather deal with that feeling that comes from them not understanding the echelon of spiritual dynamic. Or I don't even like saying spiritual because people like to say spiritual soul and this is a different. This is stupid. Okay, people are stupid. Period. You know what I'm saying? We say how I can tell you that because energies don't describe themselves off perception of no man. Period. We just rationalize it in our minds to what we know and then we say it. That doesn't mean that's what it is. Spirituality, and this is why you have all babies had a soft spot in the top of their head. This is why you have cow licks, those swivels in the original man, how we got swivels and parts, those swirls of hair like that. Yeah, that's that light coming inside of you. That was your soul coming into your body. That was what the doctors can't pick up on the machine when the soul goes into the baby. Yeah, that's what that is. And that last soft spot is the main anchor, the capstone or the cap energy that seals your soul inside your body into that bone rises and lock it in itself. I'm telling you a fact. So the energy that comes from above, it spins like a spiral, like a spear. Yes, it's simple. It's not retarded like everybody make it. That's what spirituality is. A spirality. It's an access. It's the process of spiraling. What's spiraling? What's spinning? Everything around you. Spinning. Everything. Whole existence, we're inside of a black hole, is spinning. So the energy itself is centrifugal. So the life force energy comes in us centrifugally. So it spins and it makes the hair do like swivels on the head. That's why you see that on your baby's head. Waves. Like a tidal wave that spins and then the waves go off it from the rest. Look how we do our waves start spinning, right? From the center, they spinning. That brush going on, put that sweep, that do-rag going. You're like, yo, you spinning, son. Yeah. It's the same thing. That's why your head is similar to a spinning universe. That's why you have a universe inside of you. That's why when you close your eyes and you're in a higher echelon of meditation, you should see, when you get into that calm alpha state, you should start seeing a universe spin. If you don't see a universe spin, you're probably a percentage of original existence. People say they see ancestors and light and all that around them or whatever, angels. You know what come around me? You know what I had pictures of when I took pictures of, and I wasn't even looking behind me. If I could find one of them. I think I still got it. A whole universe consolidated in a being. I got a picture. This thing was big, yo. It was like the outline, and his third eye was a star. Scared the shit out of me. I was living in a whole nother trailer. I'm living in a trailer at Myrtle Beach. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out there, and I'm sitting in my den and shit. I'm like this, and I'm taking a picture. I used to take pictures of me blowing out smoke. I used to blow smoke out and then take the picture because I used to get images. So I'm taking a picture in the mirror while I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm not paying attention to the reflection of the mirror that's behind me. Whatever this was standing in my doorway. It was too big to be in my house, but I could see the universe inside of it. It was a outline, like a dark outline, and it was like space, like ether, and it was stars all over. And when it looked at me, I seen a star right here, like a bright star on his head. And then that light was allowing me to see chakras like this. It was like from where that star was, it was colors going down his face like that. And I was like, why his chakras on his face instead of his body? And then it was like in his body was like the whole universe. I put these pictures on Instagram a long time ago. Yeah, some of my pictures I put up, they delete them shits instantly, like UFO pictures and shit like that. They delete that shit instantly because I had shit in motion. I took pictures of something that opened the door in the sky and it had like aqua blue and some man was standing there. That shit was in the sky. I'm dead ass back in 2016. As soon as I put it up there, my people was like, yo, where you get that picture from? How you seen that? I'm like, out of the sky on my phone. As soon as I uploaded live, that shit was gone and deleted off my phone. People who was there know this same shit. In all these different directions for. Because life is not as complicated as it is. And y'all gonna keep making it. Y'all gonna keep it going. because you don't know where you are, and where you are is not important to you. So the basics of any knowledge is the respect and the love of where you are. And if you can't get past that, I don't care. You've already lost, yo. That's literally what it is. This is not a complicated thing. This is not like some science, some ritual. This is not some this is not none of that, yo. It's a baby. Divine is just pure innocent energy, yo. It's creation folding in on itself constantly, nonstop. Anything that ever can be created in existence, that's where the source is. So every thought that has been thought or not even thought yet is constantly happening in that space. That's the everything, yo. That's why it's not a person. And this is why the ego wants that. That's why people keep trying to say that they're God, because they want that. They want that particular energy. They want to be able to have creation, the thoughts of creation that happen before people think it. Look around. Every time somebody comes up with something, they want to take their ideas. You want to block somebody from saying something before you get a chance to say it. This same integrity is what the enviousness that the other archonic energies have against the almighty supreme energy. Divine is creation constants. Unfathomable, non-stopping, forever. Everything else is, if it was opposite that or contrast or in some form, it has already met its end over and over again. And there's no equation that gives it a balance to equal out when every mathematical equation, every notion, every thought, every whatever, any idealism in any form that can be fathomed or unfathomed is within the all. That is not, that's something that has no, there's, you see what I'm saying? There's no, I can't be, do you get what I'm saying, yo? Not with that. So while everybody goes through life and they put a blade of grass first, a boxing match, why this person is cheating on this person, why they think the earthquakes are the worst and the sky turned red in this country, and why you feel like you should blow up the strait, and you should, over here, you don't like these people, and in this country, you kill a 14-year-old kid for a bottle of water he didn't steal, but you get out of jail for it for no reason, and then all your people mad because what you did was stupid, but you didn't pay attention, and now y'all want to be hateful against everybody else, and over here, they still got other places and towns where they hate the color of the people who live in a certain place, and they hang them up after a certain time at night, and over here, these places, they tell you you can't move, and you can't do this, and these children don't even know what the hell is going on, but you're in school talking to them like they understand the whole 400 years of slavery. These people over here is doing, I'm like, yo, all of this shit has nothing to do with anything. It's just here to keep you away from what you are. Period. None of it is even a reality. Like, even the idiots who come out of the blue that want to say something, it's because their life is formed out of mud. They show you on TV all day. They go to the ocean and get rocks that are broken up, and then they take them home and polish them off and say, wow, look at these rocks. Well, we didn't make y'all suffer first. Your own people did, and y'all never grew from your own comprehension. Despite the value of fouling into a notion, that's me fighting the system, because that's where that power is. So I can't address what's going on without addressing who controls the system. This ain't no punk bitch type shit. Like, this the problem with people. They want you to be in a punk bitch type energy. But when you're looking at it, you're like, don't say nothing about that. Why? Are you soft all of a sudden? You can say anything else that'll get you in a situation to have you stuck. But addressing what controls this mechanism is off limits. For who? It's so terrible they had to formulate so many groups to keep you afraid. They had to create people to destroy, to put fear in the air. Back in the day, we ain't used to see the shit they promoted in other places. Be like, oh, 10 years running, they seeing stuff over there. We like, why? We don't never get a chance to see it. Because they ain't want to bring their ass around niggas like that, because niggas used to see and feel everything. I knew when you was coming, when you was leaving. I could feel you walking around out there. It's like, what's out there? Something smelled different in the air. We didn't have so many machines around our house that stopped us from feeling the motion in the woods. You used to know when somebody was coming towards you. Yeah, y'all forgot about that? We was young, like, yo, somebody about to pull up. Somebody about to call, yo. That's what we used to do when we was young. Y'all act like y'all don't remember that shit. That's why I be like, damn, yo, you know how many senses they done turned off on you already just by giving you false living? They gave you these different things and it turned off shit you used to do that you knew worked. But because you was used to it, you stopped using it. Man, that was your superpower. People think superpowers are gonna be turned on. They were already turned on. What happens is other people get singled out from using it, and you be the only one left still using it. So now they want to know, how'd you do that? Shit, I never stopped fucking doing it. What are you talking about? All y'all used to feel something in some type of way, but you gave it up. You gave up your divinity in some form, whether it was in the past or your family and whatever choices they made, or whether it was a choice you made in this time that you're living right now. Regardless, you threw it away. And you threw it away thinking that whatever you was doing was more important. I see more grown children right now than I've ever seen in existence. And I remember watching grown children show out when we were little. When I was like a kid, and watching elders get their so-called adult children in line. You would see disrespect in so many different forms, failure in so many different forms, and the only thing that came out of those failures for the time was a person was embarrassed based off what they did, not taking accountability for their actions. They was just embarrassed. So that embarrassment turned to the what you felt, opposed to you learning a lesson for what you needed to be chastised about. And I'm like, yo, this weakness that changed into people being parents, yo. That means the integrity was fucked up. A lot of y'all do that shit now. And you think not taking accountability is gonna get you somewhere. Nah, y'all doing what we say back in the day, perpetrating the fraud. Yeah, how much people forget so fast, yo, and don't even understand why that shit was even like that. Politicking was, oh, we just politicking, kicking the bobo or being lazy as fuck, one or the other. How you stress it. World, everything we know in this world, as far as physical, natural for the most part. I remember being in the fourth and fifth grade, and they were showing how they were destroying all the jungles then, tearing them down, taking wood to build these things and build that. And you was like, yo, what about? And I remember having a inside my chest like, I ain't gonna never get a chance to see what's over there because they tore it down, and it made me upset as a kid, right? And I would have thoughts like, sometimes, how can I explain it to you? All right, so it's like you you can feel, inside of you when, and this has nothing to do with right or wrong or nothing like that. Like, inside of you, it's like it's something that's on, and it's on, connected to everything that's natural. So you always feel a warmth with life. You always feel like soon as you go into, you start feeling more home, the more barefoot you are, the more you roll around in the dirt. As a kid, you might get scraped on a tree, but you don't really think about it. You might get pricked by vines, but you get more alive as you running through the woods. It's like the more you, even if you're getting hurt, you get more alive while you're in the woods, right? That's because that's your natural orientation. And if you can't tell the separation whenever you go into society, right? Like, you feel like you have to move different. It's because it cuts off your life energy. So you got on shoes. The frequency of electricity is in the building. It's not coming out, moving different. You move like you're preserving the electricity that came from the earth. Back straight, you be more on the, you know what I'm saying? Or some people be more laid back because you feel the drain, you know what I'm saying? You like this, like, but you're not understanding that's what's happening. So you'll go somewhere, you'll go out to eat, and be like, I'm tired now. And you think it had everything to do with the food when the whole time you was being loosed. Your energy was being pulled out. It's because you're not circulating energy. You're standing on top of concrete. You know concrete absorbs water? Take a piece of concrete, dry concrete that's broken, put it in a styrofoam cup. Pour water in a styrofoam cup. Not a lot, just a little bit. And I guarantee that piece of concrete is going to absorb all the water. You're going to look in that cup within seconds, and that water is going to be inside that concrete. And I was wondering, I was like, huh, so the concrete can absorb the water. Where the fuck does it go after that? Unless, because it's just sitting there. And it's like, that's a long process of evaporation, right? So it would now have to be evaporated out of the rock, meaning the rock would have to turn to a certain temperature. But what if it's not? So I'm watching the rock stay moist looking. I'm like, that's interesting. So would the water never leak out? You start to think about a whole city that's like that. A whole city that's made out of concrete. You know, they call New York the concrete jungle. Start seeing people, be stressed out and going crazy, flip out really fast. You're always on the concrete. There's never no filtration. As soon as they get in the woods, they don't know how to act because the first time you truly felt calm. And that calm has brought you to a level of weakness and peace at the same time because you can't balance out the negative thoughts opposed to feeling so peaceful. That's why the same reason why people run away from love or why they hurt it. But y'all gonna keep standing up here and watching everybody problems, absorbing that shit, and then trying to be like them by putting your problems out how they got it, just so you can be a part of the world, understanding that is the rat trap. That's the whole thing. This is about resistance, y'all. It's gonna end soon. And I know y'all getting tired of hearing all that. But the sad part about it is, and I used to always wonder, why are we here right now? It's because we're the sum total of everything that's already happened. Don't let that shit go over your head, yo. We are the sum total of everything that has already happened. So whether you believe it or not, you are way more responsible now for everything that's happened through your DNA than you even know. Look, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I'm just trying to show you something. Hit me up for the one-on-one consultations, yo. I've been sitting with Devon so much, yo. It's like classes is taking me all the way upstairs. And it's going to get to the point, because I know I'm almost at like 3,000 videos on here, whatever, in a short period of time. It's a lot of knowledge on my shit. Like, if you start from the beginning, you're going to get a lot. Because you can see me transition. You can see me change. But I still got way more videos that predate this account, right? So, regardless. That's on another YouTube account. But yeah, yo, I'm just saying, man. I'm almost feeling like a lot of you guys is not gonna enter in your homeroom class. You're not gonna get a chance to start class with the divine, and it's possibly because the choices that a lot of people made already. Like nobody gets away from having to answer a choice. Like, you know, karma is not a bad thing. It's just memory. It's everything that's ever happened. That's why lying is not a smart thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell. Before I get out of here, I'm gonna tell y'all some shit real quick. Nobody never classified the wrongdoings. Like y'all just say that that's bad when it happened. Like somebody lied to you, you be like, you lied to me, that's wrong. Do you know there's levels of the same thing and it's like more severe? And not for nothing, even though lying hurts a lot, it's like it's not what it is that really. All right, let me say it like this: it's not the lying, right, that makes it bad, but it's lying to you that made you feel bad towards that person. But the reality to that is, this dumb motherfucker had to lie. That means the way your brain works is at the smallest level of um, that level of contrast or understanding. So you chose lying opposed to anything else on that scale. That's the lowest level. That means you couldn't think of nothing else. That's sad for the person, not for the person who got lied on or lied to. So Only reason why I'm saying that is because majority of you need to start walking around understanding that certain people choose to do certain things because of the way they perceive you, the way they truly visualize who you are and how they really look at you. Instead of you saying, this is what they did to me, I can't believe that. Scale that shit. Damn, that's how far you're willing to go to hurt me? Scale it. And if they can go farther than that mark, that tells you how important you are. You're still arguing with that for what? Whatever it is. Whatever placement it is. When does your dignity in your life, the fact that divine gave you life, when does that become important again? Y'all be tying yourselves to the things the system creates before tying yourself to divine first. And keep in mind, divine is constant creation, always moving, never stopping. So they don't want you to be in the flow. They want you to have control. And these, I heard somebody say earlier to myself, to myself, yeah, we chosen ones. What the girl said? We chosen ones, and we don't just go with the flow of things. We got to figure out and plan everything. I was like, the fuck? It be weakening divine? What the fuck is you talking about? Don't be telling people that dumb shit. Like, and I got off her video real quick. I was like, I'm not even, like, that's what I do. I'll watch videos until I hear something stupid. Until I hear a logic that does not make no sense. And that lets me know that you have not weighed what you're saying by divinity. That's why I leave certain people's videos. Like, I'll watch it. If they start out good and I'm listening, I'm like, okay. I don't listen to people to try to gain knowledge. I listen to people to hear divine. Because that's the most beautifulest thing you could ever hear in life. Why the fuck I want to hear you? You don't know what you're talking about. So the thing when I listen to people, I listen to hear the divine in them, not the version that man gave them, the truth, the authentic version. And I see people, like, when they're talking, it's like they're struggling. It's like they're struggling trying to use what they learned from the old days, from people, what they taught them in the Bible and all this, and they trying to cross-reference for how they feel deep inside and what showed up for them. And I'm liking it. It's a beautiful contrast. I'm like, look at them go. Like, they're going to crack their own eggs. Like, they're going to hatch on their own. Yay! Like, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to see that, for real. I'm like, yo, this shit is dope. And I don't be getting knowledge from nobody. Like, why would I get anything from anybody when divine has an unlimited source? So you mean to tell me I'm retarded? So I'm supposed to be like, yeah, people got some knowledge, but divine has an unlimited source. I'm not going over there. Why not? I'm gonna get the purest, the best, the actuality, the everything from the source. I'm not listening to your bubble-headed ass. I'm not taking nothing from nobody over real. Like, I'll be like, yo, that's cool. I accept people for who they are. So if you're bold enough to get up and stand in authenticism, I appreciate you, right? Because that means I can really hear you, right? I can really hear you, not just by what you're saying, about how you're showing up. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the most prettiest things are not to be looked at because they're only pretty because they know how to look like that. Don't let that fly over your head. Some things are scaled off a little bit because of its beautiful connection when it all comes together. You know, you may see somebody with a regular face, and when they smile, it lights up the whole entire room, right? Somebody can be angry. Somebody can cry and be so pretty with water on their face. We have to look at life, not judge it. It's what being still allows you to see what of it. And if you ain't doing nothing but look at me, this we going over here, the straight of this, and the government, the details of that, and the Republican, and the lady down there, and the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, A, and they the gangster, and they podcast, and they teeth, and they shows, and what they did to their body, and these people crazy, and you don't like them because they like each other. And I'm like, you fuckers sound like kindergarten. I'm so serious. Like, the entire world sounds like kindergarten. I'm so serious. Like, being able to look at the whole thing. That's why I'm like, yo, you know what? And I was telling my cousin this shit the other day. I was like, yo, cuz, I had plans. I wanted to do X, Y, Z. You know what tastes good to me doing? None of that bullshit. Because it's like when you was young, you would feel like something. You would feel the earth. Like, oh, we about to go to the lake. Oh, we about to go do this. You would feel it. You know what I'm saying? Better go to the Pizza Hut buffet. You know what I'm saying? And eat mad pizza. Like you a kid, you loving this shit. You like, yeah, let's go. Now it's like, all right, come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's because there's no substance in it. I love doing shit that has true value. And I bet you most of you don't even know what it's like to do stuff within that level of experience and appreciation at the same time. If I say put divine before everything, y'all thinking that, oh, you got to start, only God can do it. Only God can do it. Only God. That's what y'all start thinking. Like, no, I'm saying like, it's acknowledgement, yo. It don't matter what you do. Don't matter what you do. Y'all be like, what about the bad stuff? And what about, yes, the bad stuff is real, but I'm here to tell you when a heart of purity chooses the higher echelon, it starts to be refined. You're not going to carry around negative thoughts. That's how you can know when somebody's really not on what they talking about, because every 10 minutes you got something else negative coming out your damn lips. You ain't got divine on nothing. We talking about the Almighty. If you was used to knowing that feel like, you wouldn't be talking about so many fears and who plotting and planning and watch your back and do this. You know who got to watch their back? People who do shit. If you out there doing something, you got to look back. Don't you notice in a relationship, if one person cheating, all of a sudden you got to be cheating too? Because they're cheating? You all have experiences. It's 2026. We're going into 2027. There's no way in hell y'all ain't that damn dumb. Well, unless you just, your attention span is got down to a half of a, inch, and now you really forgot everything you come from, then that could be a possibility. It might be more people culturally like that now than anything. So it's not about disrespect. It's about letting them take your imperfect situation and making it worse. You're already imperfect. Why would you go this far away from something that's guiding you to keep you in the greatest experiences of your life? To where you can gain knowledge from all of that on top of that too. See, when you keep doing it yourself, we keep fumbling over. We keep sitting in front of each other like this. What's next? What are you going to do? What do you got? This ain't got nothing. The same thing you got. Skin, a heartbeat, and a... Come on now. Why y'all act retarded? Nobody don't really want to have the dopest conversations. Y'all don't really want to have that shit, because that shit shuts down the world. It removes control. And most of the things that are based in this world is based off somebody owning it. And if it doesn't suit right with these people who are in control of these false retrospects, the truth cannot be spoken. There's a lot of truth that could be said, and it's not going to be said because y'all love living a fake reality. I'm only one person. I'm only one person. Everybody talking about they want change. No, the hell y'all don't want no damn change. None of y'all want change for real. No, you don't. Because divine is the way through change. Divine is creation. That's constant creation. So that's one creation to the next. That is change. It changed. That was a creation and it changed. The divine is all of that constantly. So you want change, but you haven't went to what changes everything. You rather go tell everybody who can do nothing, manipulation. I'm making this shit simple. It's not complicated at all. It's not. People complicate shit. Life can be as friend or as damned up based on y'all. We used to scare the shit out of people when we used to cut backflips off a roof at 9 and 10 and 11 years old. Yeah, the roof of a house. Oh my God, them kids in there. Back in the day, y'all used to clap when we flew. Like, oh snap, they flying. Now if I get too high in the air, it's, oh my God. Oh, you're God. Everybody's afraid. So since your fear is more prevalent, only thing y'all gonna do is you're gonna tell Tommy, you're gonna tell Chucky, and you're gonna tell Dot your problems. Y'all gonna be like, yeah, they didn't put enough milk in my bottle, and my shoe ring is leaking and it's not frozen anymore. My teeth are coming in. Yeah, my diaper's been stinking for 3 days. Yeah. It really doesn't make any difference. But this game is not even it's not even cool, yo. Like this game is like, and I'll be like, I keep asking Divine, like, I don't want to play this game. I don't want to play this game like Divine. Just let them have it. You could make a clone of me and put me here and let them do that to them. Like this shit is retarded. Like it's funny like that. That's the conversations I have with Divine. I'm like you can still do what you're gonna do with people without me being around. Like just you know what I'm saying. Let me go sit on a mountain somewhere. But the value is Divine need us to be the image of shit. You want something to change, you gotta be it. Think about that. If you never ever had unconditional love to give, how would you know what it looked like if it was given to you? You can hear the word, but to feel it and recognize, you're gonna be like, was that unconditional love? Yeah, I started combing out my locks, yo. I got like two of them completely out. It was like mad hair too. I was like, oh shit, I got like this much hair that came out of my shit. My dreads is long though. They was like down to here, but my hair now is like this long. So I combed it. I got in the ponytail like this side. So I'm gonna keep working on it. It ain't take that long to get those two out. I was dipping it in the I think it's better when you use if y'all want to take your dreads out of it, like water and conditioner together and mix it together like that. But I used a black owned product conditioner, so maybe that's probably why. But um, you already know the vibes, and it had botana oil in it too. So yeah, off subject shit. But yeah, yo, yeah, yeah. None of my thoughts go anywhere without the divine, and I've seen so many things in life, yo. Like, y'all remember that movie, The Matrix? And they was like, it's like, remember that there's like, are you looking at him or the lady in the red dress? Remember that scene? I remember going through something, right? And I was in a particular situation. I could tell the whole story. But this one day, I walked from this one place to the store, and I had to go through the path over the train tracks and shit. So I got there, but I'm stressing, right? I'm like going through, I'm like, Devon, this ain't it right here. I'm following you, but this ain't it right here. Like I'm mad because shit ain't going right, but it's going. A lady in a red car in a red dress pulled up at the gas station, and she was attractive, but she was giving me this look on her face like she knew who I was, but she was afraid. Not afraid, like scared. Like I see you see me, right? You see me? Oh, yeah, I don't want no smoke like that. And I'm like, and she looking at me like he looks like she knew who the fuck I was, right? And I'm staring like, damn, she attractive, but I'm like, yo, this shit was weird. And as she jumps back in her fancy red car, sports car, looks like a Ferrari or something at the top there, she's backing out of the driveway and she's like eye contact with me the whole way. So even to the road when she turns, she's still looking at me as she goes off in the distance. And I'm like, women don't move like that, yo. Like not normally. And I would do introspection on my life a lot. I would always sit down and play scenes in my head unbiasedly, like without the way I feel about it. I learned how to do that, when I was like 17. Take the way I seen it out and just play it based off what was actually taking place. So you can see things clear. And that way I could tell myself if I was stupid or for something, or why'd you say that, or why'd you move over there, why you didn't move over there. Like I was able to look at the things I was able to do doing this. So when I was playing these different scenes back and I'm looking at this particular scene, I'm like, yo, it was almost like pantheonish. Like it just came like maybe a higher being from some aspect popped around, but they knew they couldn't fuck with the energy I carry. Like maybe they knew more about what I am and my comprehension to what I am, and the connection to that was still kind of available, even though I don't know exactly who or what I was, right? Like they had a genuine fear for me. And I'm like, I was more disturbed. I'm like, why would they be afraid? Like, and you can just see it. Like, when something's shaking, you can tell when it's like scared. Like it was she was terrified. And I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even know this person. Like they just pulled up in the Ferrari, and the whole time I'm standing outside. Like I got a juice, just came out the store with a bag. I'm like, I don't look harmful. I'm just standing there with a bag. I'm like, hey, and she's like, like, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? That was weird. So, regardless of the fact, let me look down here and say hello. Supreme Rising, Supreme Rising. Okay, yeah. Now, hey everybody. Hey everybody. How you doing, everybody? All right, yo, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. Appreciate everybody who stopped through. Information in the description. If you're looking for the one-on-one consultation, I'm always available to get that initializing started. Email me or leave a message when the video uploads later or whatever. Or you can find me on any other social media: TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. All right. If my knowledge has helped you, I'm appreciative that it has. Continue on your growth and know that you have the true divine in your life. Not nothing people are trying to give you. Okay? All praises. Supreme.